Hello, the video you're about to watch will contain language and scenes and scenarios of an adult nature. So if you are under the age of 18, don't watch it. Leave the room, leave it playing, just don't watch it. In other words, viewer discretion is advised. Hey guys, what is up? This is Couch Potato Mike, and we're back in the book club for a twofer this time. Doing two short chapters together, chapters 28 and 29, if my counting is correct. Yeah. So we're going to be doing that. Like I said, they're two short chapters. I could turn these into two videos, but if one of my videos is 3 minutes long and you waited all day to see it, you're probably going to be a little irked. And I don't blame you. I would be too. All right. So remember, ring the bell icon. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe. You subscribe and you subscribe and you subscribe. You right there. You have watched every one of these videos, and I'm grateful you have, but you haven't subscribed yet. So come on, please, for me. Come on. Subscribe. Freed. All right. So chapter 28 takes place on Thursday, September the 1st. 2011. Bastille is kicking my ass. Marriage is making you soft, Gray, he taunts, flicking his dreads to the side as I struggle to my feet once more. That is the third time he has knocked me on my butt. Maybe this is what happiness looks like. His face brightens with a benign grin, and he comes at me again with a roundhouse kick, but I block him and feint right, then bring him down with my left leg. Yeah, I respond, adrenaline flying through my veins. Maybe it does. I bounce on my feet, fists raised, ready to take him down once more as he leaps to his feet. That's more like it, man. As I sip my coffee at my desk, I contemplate the last few days and Bastille's words. Maybe this is what happiness looks like. Happiness. It's a strange and unsettling emotion, one that I've felt often enough since I met Anna, but I've always thought of those as fleeting moments, sometimes euphoric, sometimes just pure joy. It's never been my constant companion. It's crept up on me, and now it's with me always. But it's an uneasy feeling, a tightness on my chest, and I know it's because it could be snatched from me at any moment, and I'd be left devastated. I don't want you to sabotage your happiness, Christian. I know you feel you don't deserve it. Flynn's words echo once more through my thoughts. Sabotage my happiness? How and why would I do that? It's like love. That was a frightening prospect, too, yet I let that in. Shit, why can't I just accept the feeling and enjoy it? I could bathe in its fire and rise reborn like a phoenix, or I will perish in its flames. And what's left of my heart destroyed? Flowery Gray, I snort. Get a grip. Maybe Bastille has a point. These last few days have been idyllic. Work is going well. I've not had any further arguments with my wife, just fun and frolics. She's been Anna, my Anna. I recall the Shipbuilding Association dinner a few nights back, where, at my request, Anna wore Kegel balls throughout the long meal. How she held it together, I'll never know. She didn't when we got home. I shift in my seat, remembering her need. My phone buzzes, interrupting my erotic reminiscence. Yes? I have Welch for you. Thanks, Andrea. Mr. Gray. His gravelly voice kills any residual lust that's lingering in my body. Hyde's bail hearing is this afternoon. I'll report back when the judge has given her verdict. Let's hope she makes the right decision. He clears his throat. He's a flight risk. I think she will. Great. Let me know. As I put down the phone, my BlackBerry buzzes with a text. Layla. I wanted to thank you personally for everything you've done for me. I'm trying to understand why you won't see me. It's hard. I owe you so much. Layla. What the hell? I switch my phone off and return to my coffee. I am not in the mood to deal with Layla Williams. She shouldn't be texting me at all. I had hoped that Flynn had talked to her, but I'll discuss Layla's persistence with him later today when I see him. Mia is more animated than usual when we meet for an early lunch at my favorite sushi restaurant. She hurls herself at me, fizzing with excitement, kissing my cheek. It's so good to see you, she gushes. You saw me last weekend, I return her hug, my tone wry. But I get you to myself, and I have news. I have a job. She raises her hands and does a celebratory twirl before she takes her seat. What? Finally? Her joy is contagious, and I'm eager to hear the details. It's taken forever, but I'm thrilled. I'm working for Chrissy Scales. The caterer? Yes, weddings, events, all those gigs. I want to start my own business one day, but she's going to show me the ropes. I'm super excited. Great. When do you start? Next Friday. Tell me everything. No one can enthuse like my little sister, and I can't remember the last time we spent a long lunch together, just the two of us. Over our sashimi and maki rolls, she regales me with her hopes for her new career and with her latest attempts to win Ethan Kavanaugh's heart. Mia, I'm not sure I can deal with you having a love life. Oh, Christian, of course I have a love life. I had so much fun in Paris. What? Yes, there was Victor, Alexandre. There's a list? Christ, stop. Don't be such a prude, Christian, she scowls. Moi? I place my hand on my chest in a feigned outrage. She laughs. So, you think you have a chance with Ethan? I ask. Yes, she's definitive, and that's one of the many things I love about her, her determination and resilience. Okay, good luck with that. I signal for the check. Can we do this again? I miss you. Of course, but right now I have to get back to work for a meeting. I'm sitting with Barney and Fred in the lab, examining our latest prototype of the solar tablet. The lighter, simpler, cheaper version for struggling economies in the developing world. This is the part of my job that I love most. Barney is in full flow. Took 8 hours to charge, and it's given us 3 days of use. Can we get more? I think we're at our limit with the battery technology at the moment. Fred glides his glasses up his nose. It's the black and white E-screen that saves us on power, and it's more robust. And for the home market, color touchscreen. Barney hands me the other prototype. I weigh it in my hands. It's quite a bit heavier. Color screens are. Feels expensive, I grin. We're only getting 4 hours from it so far, with 8 hours in the sun. Makes sense, but can it be charged conventionally? Yes, here. Barney points out the charging point on the bottom of the device. It's standard, non-proprietary USB. Saves on landfills. That's a good marketing angle. My phone buzzes and Welch's name pops up on the screen. Guys, I've got to get this. I step away from the workbench and answer. What gives? He didn't make bail. No trial set yet. He doesn't deserve bail. Thanks for letting me know. I hang up and send a quick email to Anna. From Christian Gray, subject Hyde, September 1st, 2011, 1524, to Anastasia Gray. Anastasia, for your information, Hyde has been refused bail and remanded in custody. He's charged with attempted kidnapping and arson. As yet, no date has been set for the trial. Christian Gray, CEO, Gray Enterprises Holdings, Inc. I turn back to Fred and Barney and continue our discussion of the tablet and the next steps. Back in my office, I notice Anna's reply to my earlier message. From Anastasia Gray, subject Hyde, September 1st, 2011, 1553, to Christian Gray. That's good news. Does this mean you'll lighten up on security? I really don't see eye to eye with Prescott. Anna, X. Anastasia Gray, editor, SIP. From Christian Gray, subject Hyde, September 1st, 2011, 1559, to Anastasia Gray. No, security will remain in place. No arguments. What's wrong with Prescott? If you don't like her, we'll replace her. Christian Gray, CEO, Gray Enterprises Holdings, Inc. There's a knock on the door. I'm expecting Roz for our 4 o'clock, but it's Andrea who pops her head around the door. Mr. Gray, Roz is running late. She'll be with you in 10 minutes. Can I get you anything? I'm good, Andrea. Thanks. She closes the door, and I open the revised deal terms for Gio Lamera. I need to read through and check that all the suggestions have been incorporated. When I look up, I have a response from Anna. From Anastasia Gray, subject Keep Your Hair On, September 1st, 2011, 1603, to Christian Gray. I was just asking, rolls eyes, and I'll think about Prescott. Stow that twitchy palm. Anna, X. Anastasia Gray, editor, SIP. From Christian Gray, subject Don't Tempt Me, September 1st, 2011, 1611, to Anastasia Gray. I can assure you, Mrs. Gray, that my hair is very firmly attached. Has this not been demonstrated often enough by your good self? My palm, however, is twitching. I might do something about that tonight. X. Christian Gray, not bald yet, CEO, Gray Enterprises Holdings, Inc. I send a quick email to Ross to bring signature copies for the Gialimero deal with her, and there's another email from my wife. From Anastasia Gray, subject Squirm. Date September 1st, 2011, 16:20 to Christian Gray. Promises, promises. Now stop pestering me. I'm trying to work. I have an impromptu meeting with an author. We'll try not to be distracted by thoughts of you during the meeting. A. X. Anastasia Gray, editor, SIP. There's a knock on the door, and this time it's Roz, 20 minutes late. You look well. Flynn motions me into his office. I am, thank you. I take my usual seat and wait patiently for him to take his. When he's ready, he gives me an expectant look. So, what's occurring? He asks. I fill him in on the week's events, starting with my rushed flight back from New York, hiding my amusement. I watch his eyebrows ascend further up his forehead as my tale unfolds. That's it? He asks when I finish. More or less. So, let me get this straight. You cancelled 2 important meetings to fly home to check on Anastasia because you were angry with her that she hadn't followed your instructions, only to find this Hyde character has broken into your apartment to kidnap your wife. In a nutshell, yes. She safe words on you, and that's never happened before. I don't want to know the details unless you really feel the need to tell me, but you resolve your differences, and following that, you have a nightmare that she dies. I nod, trying to dampen my sudden anxiety as I remember fragments of my dream. Anything else? I took her to Aspen with some friends. I punched a guy's lights out because he touched her, and this afternoon Hyde was refused bail, and I got a text from Layla. He closes his eyes, and I don't know if it's because he can't believe what he's just heard, or because he's collecting his thoughts, or because he's pissed at Layla. Christian, that is a hell of a lot to take on board. I'm surprised you're not more stressed. Yes, you'd think, but my stress has been tampered by something altogether unfamiliar and frankly alarming. Oh? Yes, something you alluded to in our last couple of meetings. Go on, Flynn prompts. I have a general and creeping sense of happiness. It's quite unsettling. Ah, I see. You do? It's obvious to me, anyway. His expression frustratingly gives nothing away. Please, enlighten me. Well, I would hazard a guess that Jack Hyde's kidnapped attempt and his subsequent incarceration have justified your feelings about Anna's security, but the threat he posed has now been eliminated, so you've been able to let down your guard. Anna's safe. Ah, makes sense. But I would also say that this is not a new phenomenon. You've experienced a great deal of happiness over the last few months. Your engagement, the wedding, the honeymoon. We've talked about this before. You have a tendency to focus on the end result and not the journey to get there. You were focused on getting married and anxious that it wouldn't happen, yet it did. He pauses, I imagine for emphasis. Christian, you are the master of your own happiness. I imagine that in your subconscious you don't think you deserve to be happy, but let me set you right on that. You do. You are allowed to be happy. After all, it's an unalienable right written into your Constitution. I think you'll find it's the pursuit of happiness that's enshrined in the Constitution. Semantics. But what I'm reading into the situation is that you hold the key to your happiness. You're in control. You just need to let it in, and not deliberately put obstacles in its way. I glance down at the mini orchids on his coffee table. Can I? The words are out before I realize I've said them out loud. Can you what? Let it in. That's entirely up to you. But what if she leaves? He sighs. There are no certainties in life except death and taxes. Everyone runs the risk of being hurt, but you know this. You had more than your fair share of that as a child, but you're not a child anymore. Give yourself permission to enjoy your life and your wife. Is it as simple as that? Now, Layla, he says, and I know we've moved on. This is normally where I'd end the video, but like I said, short chapters. So let's move right into Chapter 29, which takes place on Monday, September the 5th, 2011. Taylor pulls away from the curb as I watch Anna and Prescott disappear in SIP. My uneasy sense of bliss lingers. We've had an amazing weekend. More fun and frolics with Mrs. Gray. This is what I've been missing from my life. Sir, Taylor distracts me from my happy place. Yes? The R8 Spider for Mrs. Gray will be ready at the end of the week. Excellent, thanks. His gaze does not leave mine in the rearview mirror. What? Gail has a suggestion for you with regard to Mrs. Gray's birthday. Oh? I wait for him to tell me once more, but he continues to drive. Are you going to tell me? His eyes flick back to mine in the rearview mirror, and in them I see a silent plea. He doesn't want to rain on her parade. I'll talk to her. Thank you, sir. My phone buzzes. Elliot. It begins! He attached a photograph of his team taking down one of the rear walls of our house on the coast. It's a dramatic shot. Blue skies, a gaping hole in the wall, clouds of brick dust, and 5 hulking men in yellow hard hats wielding sledgehammers. Whoa, leave some of it standing. Elliot. Don't get your panties in a wad. We're following the plans. I'd expect no less. Good luck. In the elevator at Gray House, I check my emails. From Anastasia Gray, subject sailing and soaring and spanking. September 5th, 2011, 9:18 to Christian Gray. Husband, you sure know how to show a girl a good time. I shall, of course, be expecting this kind of treatment every weekend. You are spoiling me. I love it. Your wife. XOX. Anastasia Gray, editor, SIP. At my desk, I respond. From Christian Gray, subject, my life's mission. September 5th, 2011, 9:25 to Anastasia Gray. It's to spoil you, Mrs. Gray, and keep you safe because I love you. Christian Gray, Smitten CEO, Gray Enterprises Holdings, Inc. Smitten doesn't cover it. I want to do something special for her birthday, and I wonder what Mrs. Jones has in mind. I'll talk to her this evening. In the meantime, I'd like to get Anna something other than the car. A gift that requires a little more creative thought. As I sip my coffee, an idea slowly forms in my mind. Something to celebrate all our firsts. When I finish my coffee, her response is in my inbox. From Anastasia Gray, subject, my life's mission, September 5th, 2011, 9:33 to Christian Gray. Is to let you, because I love you too. Now stop being so sappy, you're making me cry. Anastasia Gray, equally smitten, editor, SIP. I grin. We're both smitten. And so ends the very, very, very short chapter 29. So until next time, guys, this is Couch Potato Mike reminding you that in the end, we're all stories. So let's make them good ones. See you next time.